Hello friends, my name is Taruna Chopra and in this lesson we are going to learn about R programming language. R language provides a statistical package for analysis, graphic representation and reporting. It was developed by Ross Ika and Robert Gentleman of University of Auckland, New Zealand in the 90s. It is an open source programming language, that means it is free. In R, we have many data structures such as vectors, matrices, lists, and data frames, which allows us to store the data in different forms. In this particular chapter, we are going to talk about data frames and its advantages. In the previous data structures, we have seen that we can only store the elements of similar data type. For example, if you are creating a vector, you can only store data of numeric type or maybe of character type. But if you want to store different columns which contains different data type, it is not possible. For that purpose, we'll be needing data frames. In data frames, we can create data set which can have different data types of columns and can contain elements of different data types. Here we can have rows for various observations and the columns can represent the variables. But here also we have one restriction, that the elements in the same column should be of the same data type. If you are familiar with structures, you will find data frame quite easy because data frames are quite similar to the concept of structures that we have in C programming language, where we can create a structure to hold different kinds of variables. So let's begin. If you want to create a data frame, you will use the data.frame function. This is the syntax. Let's say you want to store a data frame for representing the data of the student. So here we are creating a data frame which will store the student ID, the student name, total marks and date of birth of the student. So this is how we will store this data frame and we can print. Once you execute the statement, you will get this output which represents 4 columns, namely the student ID, student name, total marks and date of birth. If you want to get the structure of data frame, you can use the str function which will give you the following output. Here is the output. You can also get the summary of data in the data frames by using the summary function. This is the summary function. This is the output. Also, if you want to extract the data of a specific column or a specific row from data frames, this is possible. Let's see how we can extract a specific column from a data frame. So here is an example. We are using the same data frame, student. If you want to extract a specific column, you will use the following command. You will just specify the column which you want to extract and then you can print the result. In this particular data frame, we are extracting the student name and the total marks column. Here is the output. If you want to extract only 2 rows and all the columns of a particular data frame, this is how you will do it. You will specify the range 1 to 2 and comma and you will leave it blank, then it will take all the columns. This is the output. Let's say you want to extract the 3rd and the 5th row with the 2nd and the 4th column. So here the syntax will be something like this. So result student.data has C34 which represent the number of rows and then C2 and 4 which represent the number of columns. So here is the output. We can also expand data frames. Expanding a data frame means you can extend it by adding any rows and any columns. Adding columns in a data frame is quite simple. You can simply add a column vector using a new column name, something like this. So here we have created a new vector which contains the stream of the student and we have simply added it to the data frame. Here is the output. So we can see, in addition to the 4 columns which originally existed in the data frame, like student ID, student name, total marks, date of birth, we have an additional column as stream. If you want to add more rows to an existing data frame, we can use the rbind function for that. This is a little complicated. For this we will need to create an entire data frame and then we will add it. Here is the example. So we have the original data frame, and then below it we are creating a new data frame, and in the end we are binding both the data frames as final data. Let's take a look at the output. So here is the final output which contains the data from both the frames. Thank you.